Hey everybody, how's it going? For today's video, we're going to take an up-close and personal, in-depth look at the very cool and unique 2014 Ford F-150 FX4 Tremor. So this is going to be a detailed, in-depth review of the Tremor. We'll start right up, show the engine, get an exhaust clip and go over the performance data, as well as show you a bunch of the unique aspects of the interior as well as exterior. And before we begin, I'd like to extend a big thanks and special shout out to Parkway Ford Lincoln, located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, for allowing me to come out and film the very unique 2014 Ford F-150 Tremor. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and start her up, let her run. As you can see, the Tremor does come standard with remote start. The exterior color is known as Tuxedo Black Metallic, featuring a Tremor-specific black leather and microfiber suede interior with red color accent piping. A smooth, quiet note from that twin-turbo EcoBoost V6. Since 2011, all F-150s have featured electric assist, speed proportional rack and pinion power steering, aside from the SVT Raptor, which still retains a hydraulic assist unit. The 4-spoke steering wheel of the Tremor is wrapped in soft leather with red color accent stitching, not to mention satin black trim across the multifunction controls side to side. Unique to the Tremor is the fact that it has a full-length center console, something that you can't typically get in the standard cab F-150 lineup. It also features a standard 6-speed automatic transmission with low gear selection, as well as manual shiftability via the plus and minus button on the side of the gear selector, not to mention tow-haul mode for better performance while towing. It also features an upgraded package that has the backup camera, as well as parking sensors, nicely finished off with some leather accenting across either side of the gear selector. And so, we'll go ahead and flip on the automatic projector bi-xenon headlamps, fog lamps, and the hazards. Both the windows are fully automatic. And we'll go ahead and check out the exterior, shall we? The F-150 has been one of America's top-selling pickup trucks for a few decades now. With an immense variety of body styles and powertrains, from the base XL to the off-road ready Raptor and luxurious Platinum, there seems to be a version for everyone. Of course, a successful nameplate must have its cool factor, its niche model that adds a dose of excitement to the lineup. Lately, this cool factor has been dominated primarily by the Raptor, with its over-the-top suspension and SVT tuning. While cool in its own right, it's been about a decade now since Ford has offered a dedicated performance-themed street truck like the iconic F-150 Lightning, which ceased production in 2004 after a little over a decade of production in 2 generations. Now, with the current generation F-150 beginning to wrap up its life cycle, Ford finally introduces a new, modern take on the sport truck just for this year. Known simply as the Tremor, this unique package combines for the first time Ford's twin-turbo EcoBoost V6 with a standard F-150 layout, single cab and a regular bed. Not only that, it's offered in both 2- and 4-wheel drive layouts and a revised 4:10 final drive ratio out back for superior off-the-line acceleration, making it the quickest F-150 you can currently buy. It's not meant to replace the Lightning, as their performance and development backgrounds are significantly different between the two trucks. While the Raptor's beefy SVT-tuned 6.2-liter V8 produces 46 horsepower and 14 pound-feet of torque more than the EcoBoost, the Tremor obviously weighs less, while torque is also available at a significantly lower RPM. Rather than giving it a crazy tuned suspension like the Raptor, the Tremor also features a tried-and-true proven standard F-150 layout. The idea is to blend the simplicity of the shortest chassis available with higher horsepower and aggressive looks. Based on the FX package, the Tremor blends some familiar styling cues such as blacked out bising on headlamps, wheels, side steps, and the dark trim found throughout. No chrome can be found save for the blue oval and sport exhaust tip. The satin black can also be found on the wheels, step-up bars, rear tail lamps, and grille, which is unique to the Tremor. All Tremors also come with a specific matte black graphics package. The package accents the hood, while the most prominent addition are the 70s muscle car themed hockey stick style graphics across the sides that continue to the rear flanks. As far as the FX package in general, it's one of the sportier offerings to the F-150, in addition to an off-road package. For one, it adds larger wheels, a trailer tow package, standard bucket seats with console shifter, and other convenience goodies. The biggest question you're probably wondering is how the Tremor fits in with the competition from other truck makers like Ram and Chevrolet. Currently, the Tremor is in a niche all its own. While all the other truck offerings can be had with optional V8s and regular cab short bed configurations, they're not going to have the interior, styling, and performance attributes that would designate it as a true sport truck. Even subtle things like premium audio, navigation, and bucket seats with a console-mounted gear selector set the Tremor apart from the more standard and mundane work trucks. Like I said, the Tremor can be had in either 2- or 4-wheel drive, or FX2 and FX4 respectively. 4-wheel drive models also gain hill descent control, underbody skid plates, and an electronic locking rear differential. Therefore, unless you're going to take the effort to build your own high-performance machine starting from a basic layout, the Tremor is your best bet for a right-out-of-the-box, comfortable semi-luxury sport truck. The standard FX2 Tremor begins around $38,000, while the FX4 with 4-wheel drive bumps it up an additional $4,000. Add the Tremor Plus package with navigation and more, and it pushes the price upwards of $46,000 for a fully loaded example such as the one we have here. Regular cab F-150s can be had with either a 6.5 foot or an 8 foot long bed, while Super Cruise can have an even shorter 5.5 foot bed. The 6.5 foot bed that we have here is 22.4 inches high and 50 inches wide at the wheelhouse. Total payload for a vehicle equipped such as this is around 1,370 pounds, while towing is upwards of 8,000 pounds. A spray and bed liner is also available, but what this one does have is a really cool step-up platform. All you have to do is just pull in the center section of the tailgate and it releases a little platform. Once you position it, there's also some gripping down below so you don't have to worry about slipping while climbing into the back. To extend the grip handle, all you have to do is just pull on the little yellow lever while grabbing the other end upwards. Then it's as simple as that, you just hoist yourself on in. Another pretty cool thing that this particular has for a little bit of extra practicality are these locking gates. You can release them, undo the middle, and then bring them out all the way to the edge so you can load up your cargo space to the edge of the tailgate while keeping them nice and secured. Once they're extended, you can lock them in the middle to make sure everything is properly secured together. Once you're done, everything neatly collapses and locks in place. Then you would fold the partitions into the tailgate so everything stays nice and secured when you're going down the road. The Tremor features unique satin black 20-inch 6-spoke aluminum alloy wheels wrapped in higher performing Pirelli Scorpion tires, 275/55s at each corner. Braking is powered by 4-wheel internally ventilated cast iron disc brakes, 13.8 by 1.3 inches in front with 2-piston sliding calipers, and 13.7 by 1 inch discs in the rear with single-piston sliding calipers. Approximate stopping distances from 60 miles an hour is anywhere from 125 to 130 feet. As far as the suspension, Up front, the F-150 features an independent double wishbone setup with high mount upper arm, while in the rear, you have a traditional live axle with leaf springs and the upgraded 410 final drive ratio for a faster takeoff. Twin-tube dampers and anti-roll bars provide further support and stability at each wheel. Overall length is 213.2 inches with a width of 79.2 inches and a height of 76 inches. Total curb weight for this particular one here is around 5,160 pounds.
So let's go ahead and pop the hood.
As we touched on earlier, the biggest piece of news that gives the Tremor its performance is Ford's potent 3.5-liter twin-turbocharged and intercooled V6. Dubbed EcoBoost, this efficient powertrain is touted with having V8 power and V6 fuel economy, at least relative to the truck world. The engine is all aluminum with double overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, variable intake and exhaust valve timing, a 10-to-1 compression ratio, and direct injection. It produces a respectable 365 horsepower at 5,000 RPM and 420 pound-feet of torque as low as 2,500 RPM. Performance numbers for the Tremor include 0 to 60 times around 6.1 seconds, with quarter-mile times around 14.5 seconds at 94 miles an hour. It's a bit quicker than the larger EcoBoost applications thanks to a shorter wheelbase and modified gearing. Top speed is electronically limited to 98 miles an hour. As far as fuel economy, while running on regular gas, the EcoBoost is expected to be between 15 city and 21 on the highway, and a fuel tank capacity of 26 gallons. Now, just as a little bit of a recap, this F-150 with the Tremor package is the first F-150 offered in a regular cab format that has a console-mounted shifter and bucket seats, which adds a little bit to the whole sport truck flavor. The interior is also trimmed specifically for the Tremor to set it apart from a standard FX4 package. Across the doors, you do have some soft-touch material in the touch points, including the armrest. All of your power accessories are located on the door, and you have plentiful amount of storage down below. You'll also notice the brushed steel pattern coming across the middle of the door panel, and also accents some key areas of the dash along with the satin black trim. But probably one of the coolest things about the interior of the Tremor are the unique Alcantara and leather combination sport leather bucket seats. The seats are quite comfortable and supportive thanks to heavier side bolstering up top and down below for more lateral grip. The leather is nice and soft and supple, and the Alcantara across the middle is perforated. You also have a nice amount of space in the back for a regular cab pickup for a little bit of extra storage. From the console to the back wall, it's probably about a foot of extra length, which helps in aiding practicality overall. There's also side curtain airbags and beautiful attention to detail across the seats with color accent piping. The seats also have some subtle touches of red stitching like you would find on the steering wheel. Continuing on down below, the door sill entry guard has the Ford logo across, while the steering wheel is manual tilt telescoping. This one also has power adjusting pedals. Now, while some of the build materials found throughout are a little outdated for 2014 standards, keep in mind an all-new 2015 F-150 is right around the corner. But I will say the interior does feel very solid with no excess creaks or rattles.
So let's go ahead and see how she sounds. So we'll go ahead and shut her up.
Now this Tremor features a potent premium audio system as standard, as well as the My Ford Touch mobile media navigation telemetrics interface, a touchscreen based system located right in the dash with an LCD high-res display. Not to mention standard Bluetooth technology, HD radio, satellite radio, optional navigation, and standard voice activation through the Sync system by Microsoft.
You do have side airbags, as well as padded visors, with vanity mirrors. The visors are also sliding for a little bit better adjustment and sun coverage. The rear view mirror is auto dimming, and on the top, you just have your microphone for your hands-free telephone. Illumination is located up top along with the reading lamps. In the very back of the roof, you also have two coat hooks. Storage tray up top, 12-volt power outlet off to the right with a little bit of storage, and in the middle you have your downhill assist and turning your traction control off. To the left-hand side, you have your four-wheel drive controller for the different modes, as well as activating your locking differentials. Down below is where you adjust your trailer brake. Now, as far as a quick run-through on how to use the My Ford Touch system, right now we're in our home screen, indicated by the little home icon at the bottom. It's all touch-based, as I mentioned earlier, and located in the home screen is 4 different quadrants for the different functions, including phone, navigation, settings, and all of your radio and multimedia functions. If you click the media modes, right now we're in our CD, so that automatically comes up, but off to the left-hand side you have all of your different modes: AM, FM, HD radio, Sirius satellite radio, USB, iPod auxiliary integration, SD card input, as well as hands-free Bluetooth streaming of audio. All of your song and artist information or radio data will show up in the middle there. Seek, changing the track, rewind, fast forward, and pause. Off on the right-hand side, you have your repeat, shuffle, scan, displaying more song information, activating the options, which you can go to your equalizer settings, and I'll show that a little bit more in just a second, as well as browse. So you can get a list of tracks that you currently have available. As far as the radio screen, you have all of your presets here, or you can direct tune a station. There's also a variety of options, including displaying your text, the sound adjustments, auto presets, and more. Song and artist information will also display up there as it's available via the radio station. Going to the top,
search for sync on your device and select sync once it is found.
It automatically asks you to pair it if you don't already have a Bluetooth device connected. Once you connect it, you can go back to this screen right here. It'll show which devices you have paired. And then this is the main telephone screen where you have your phone book, quick dial, history, messaging, and more. Not to mention a little dialing pad in the middle here. Using the vehicle's voice recognition system, located on the steering wheel here, you can also voice dial.
Please say a command.
Help.
Main menu. Say a device name, like phone, USB, CD, or radio. To get help with the specific device, say the device name and help, like phone help. You can interrupt me at any time by pushing the voice button. Phone is always active.
Cancel.
Canceling.
So you can control a lot of the functions of the My Ford Touch system through the voice recognition software. If we go back to the main menu, this particular one doesn't have the SD card input with the map data, but if it did, all of your navigation data will be located at the top here. Clock, outside temperature, a part of the vehicle's settings, which you would essentially access from here. So display, your equalizer settings, speed compensated volume, personalizable options, and help if you want to learn a little bit more about it, as well as activate the 911 assist or emergency roadside assistance. If you click that little eye down below there, it has some like concierge services and whatnot. Sirius Travel Link, where you can check movie, local fuel prices, weather, sports, traffic, and more. System alerts, calendar, loading up specific apps, have a little bit more of smartphone integration. In a nutshell, those are all the basic features of the My Ford Touch system available in the Ford F-150. As we continue down the center console, it also has that brushed looking trim across the center stack that you also find on the doors. Your simple to use radio controls, if you didn't want to go through the My Ford touch system, include your preset stations, rewind, seek, fast forward, changing the media options, and controlling your in-dash CD player. And down below that is an electronic climate control system with your temperature over here, fan speed here, different zones in the middle, front and rear defrost, recycling, and max AC. Across the console you have little storage pockets, as well as 2 cup holders, and a padded center console that has a good amount of space, including a removable tray. Down there you also have your auxiliary, media inputs, SD card input, a power outlet, and 2 USB ports. There's also 2 cup holders in the back of the console. As far as the steering wheel, on the left hand side here you have your cruise control, as well as controls for the driver information system that shows up in the digital display of the speedometer cluster. I'll show you that in just a second. On the right hand side are your radio controls, hands-free telephone, and voice commands. Using the directional arrows, up and down, go through the main menus. Hit the arrows to go between the different sub-menus. Vehicle settings, including the My Key parental access systems, and more. The gauges are also pretty cool with chrome accented rings and a specific pattern right in the middle of them, and all of your necessary vehicle diagnostic gauges located up top. Your wiper, turn signal, and high beams are located on that stalk there, while your interior lighting dimmer is located right there. Definitely a simple vehicle overall. We're going to shut her down. And we're going to check out the rest of the vehicle, shall we? The passenger seat is fully manual. Another nice thing for the passenger side is the integrated grip handle on the A-pillar. Storage pocket down below there. And a modest glove box.
While this current generation F-150 is nearing the end of its life cycle, the Tremor is a unique modern adaptation of what it means to be a true sport truck. With a comfortable interior, aggressive exterior, simple layout, and potent performance, you wonder why the Tremor wasn't produced beforehand. But its limited production run of just this 1 year makes it definitely a collector's item for future enthusiasts.
Well everyone, I hope you enjoyed the in-depth look at the 2014 Ford F-150 Tremor. Be sure to stay tuned next time. There's a lot more where that came from. Take care, everybody.